Hello, and welcome to the weekly energy weather report for you with me, your host, Irina Miller, spiritual life guide and energy alchemist and astrologer extraordinaire. So excited to bring you the energy of the new moon in Scorpio today. It apexed in the wee hours of the morning for me, Eastern time, about 4:30 a.m., like 4:27 to be exact. So if you were on the West Coast, it was about 1:30, and if you're across the pond, then it was probably around 9:30 your time in the morning. So we are going to talk about the new moon, a ritual that you can do to harness the energy. We're still in the window of it, as well as what to expect this week coming up. So as you hop on, give me a quick shout out hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I love to see where everybody tunes in. And then let me know, do you know where your moon is? Because there is something very special about knowing where the moon was when you were born, what sign it was in, what phase was it in, was it full moon? I wanted to combine that word. Or a new moon? Was it a waxing crescent, a gibbous? Yeah, all sorts of information. It gives you insight as to who you are. And then you can get into all sorts of things like moon mapping. But that's a conversation for another time. As we are talking about this new moon in Scorpio energy, I'm going to shuffle my deck to tune into how you can make the most of this energy using some of my favorite cards, the Light Seer deck. But I want to encourage you just for a moment as I shuffle to think about this new moon. The exciting thing about it is that it is the first in 5 new moons that are going to be at the 20-degree mark. And what does 20 mean in astro numerology? Well, the 2 represents your feelings, your emotions, and the 0 represents a protective space and boundary, very, very Scorpio-like. So that's what's one of the reasons why this new moon is so special at 20 degrees, is that we have that 0 present. And what that means is that this is a time for creating healthy boundaries and protecting your dreams. What is it that you wish to manifest? And specifically protect your feelings around it. You might find that you're a little bit more vulnerable. You're a little more sensitive. You take things a little bit more to heart. It's a very sensitive and highly intuitive time. Another reason that this is such a special new moon is that the sun is very close to Mars energy. And that Mars energy says, okay, we are ready to go. It's giving you the drive, the passion, the confidence to go for it. The moon and the sun are coming very, very close to one another in this moment in time. The other thing that makes this very unique, this moon, is that Uranus is across the other side of the spectrum waving at the moon and sun and saying, hey, I'm ready to shake things up. So let's get ready to shift and innovate. And you're being encouraged to be flexible. Be flexible right now because things are being shared and shifted and shaken up for the positive, to enable you to really let go of the things that were just okay and to have room and space to finally go after your dreams, to have the room for it. Okay, so with a hand on your heart, tune in. And I'm going to just ask, what's the most important thing that you know for this new moon? 10 of Swords. There you go. Just what I was saying about letting go. The 10 of Swords says she's already been through the hardest part. She's climbed to the top of the mountain and she's come down. She's made it to the other side, but she's still carrying so much baggage. And it's saying, yeah, you're very close. You know, like the new energy's already coming in. The worst is over. But it's important that you don't start the new adventure with all these bags and luggage. Let go so that you have room for new experiences, new ideas, one's ideas, projects. Put to bed some of the old projects, some of the old ideas, so that you can welcome in the new. And there's that 0 again in the 10, so it's protect your heart. The 1 is your heart. Okay, so a new moon ritual that I really love for this particular moon. I go to my little Inside of the Moon journal and I am taking pre-orders. So if you're interested, click the link around this video. But I'm going to use the sacred symbol that I have for this month. So the sacred geometric symbol of the Fibonacci spiral. Now the book here, the journal and planner, is dateless. So you can start anywhere you want in tracking the cycles of the moon, pulling cards, how you feel, tracking your emotions, This is definitely a passion, a heart's passion of mine, bringing this out to the world. I'm so excited to share it with all of you. It's a very powerful tool and very simple, easy to use. It's whatever you choose to put into it is what you'll get out of it. And even a little bit makes a big difference. So I encourage you, this Fibonacci spiral, and if you'd like a copy of this, drop me a little heart emoji in the comments below and I'll send you the PDF file of this, because the measurements are important to the Fibonacci spiral, and I have the measurements just so in this one. And what I encourage you for this particular moon is in each of these little spots of the wheel, so to speak, write something, a feeling, an emotion that you want to draw in, that you're planting, that is going to enable you to bring your dream, your big goal, your big vision to fruition. So we're not focusing on the goal or the thing itself. Maybe the goal is, oh, I want a new home. And so maybe in the past it'd be like, oh, I want it to look like this and have this many rooms and yada yada. Focus on what you wish the feeling of the new home to bring for you, or the job. Security, peacefulness, joyfulness, community or family, like you can think of like nourishment or engaging. So think of adjectives, but things that basically describe the feeling sensation that you are wishing that this goal, this vision is going to help you fulfill. And we're going to plant it. And how are you going to plant it? Well, I'm going to just invite you first, just write it in the little spaces. The beautiful thing is that you can meditate on it, you can hang it on the wall, focal point for you to go back to. But the spiral is helping you draw the energy in, and as you draw that energy into you, you become very magnetic, and that's very Scorpio-like. And anything that doesn't match that vibration of that feeling will be released. Good morning, Ida. So glad you found me. So glad the comment popped up. So many times I'll be on and I'll see the comments pop up as soon as I pop off. Kind of funny the way it happens. But for this new moon ritual, use the sacred geometric shape, the Fibonacci sequence. If you don't have your journal yet and you want a copy of this, the spiral, the beautiful sacred geometric shape, I can send the PDF to you. Drop me a heart and the emoji and we'll chat. And that's for anybody who sees it in the next couple of days. Make sure you tag me, because I may not see it in the future. So with that being said, the other thing that I'm going to encourage you to do with this new moon is to take a bath. A beautiful Epsom salt bath or sea salt bath. Scorpio energy is one of water, and a beautiful practice to do to help you release is to sit in the bathtub. And there's all sorts of rituals you can do. I won't go into deep specifics with it, but what I encourage you to do is, if you can, and this is hard for me, I learned this from one of my teachers, but see if you can stay into the tub until all the water drains out. So hopefully you have a fast draining tubby. Or you can do the shower. You're just imagining the shower washing off anything that isn't supporting you. But also rituals with water today are a great idea. Oh, Heather, I'm so glad you love this journal. I do too. I can't wait till the next crop arrives. I'm very excited to share it with those who don't have it yet. So with that being said, new moon in Scorpio, create safe, sacred space for yourself. Work with the Fibonacci spiral. It's very powerful sacred geometry, especially when you put words into it. You could get extremely artistic and color it as well. Maybe your words, your adjectives of these feelings are more color-based and you don't have a word to describe it. Feel free to get creative. Now let's look at the rest of the week. So for the week itself, I have a section, the daily week section, where I have it set up like so. So this is a journal and a planner, and the planner part I'm not going to get into today, but the journaling, well, this helps a little bit with the planning too. I've got so many of my notes in here, it's getting quite wild. Each day of the week, I have you track the moon, the cycle of the moon, what your mood is feeling. So I've got all the moons written in for this week, but I don't have my moods tracked because I don't know what my mood's going to be yet for tomorrow and the rest of the week. And then I pull a card for each day. Now, why do I pull a card? Well, it's just another way to develop your intuition. So today, I know it's a new moon in Scorpio. I woke up feeling very excited and wanting to meditate, go deep. So that's my intention for this week, is meditation. I'm gonna make a lot of extra time and space to meditate a few times a day, because I feel that inward call of Scorpio more now than ever. Tune in. The days are shorter here, the night comes so quickly. It's that feeling of just turn inward, slow down. What is it that's really important? I list my top 3 things for the week. My crystal that I'm working with, which is orange calcite. I've got a ritual, and then I've got a way that I'm going to feed or nourish my spirit as well. But the goal is, when you write things down, it's powerful. It's a focal point for me to come back to throughout the week to make sure I stay on track. And with knowing the way the moon is moving, we've got a waxing crescent. So from now that the new moon apexed in the wee hours of the morning, waxing crescent just means, okay, it's time to build into your dreams, to refine things a little bit, to maybe do the research, to make the appointment, schedule the interview, look at the contracts, the details. You don't have to take full action yet, but what you're doing is you're setting the foundation. You're like, okay, well, my new moon idea was this. This was the seed that I planted. And maybe it's, you want to build a website. So you're like, okay, I'm planting that dream around a website. And then as the week goes on, that's when you say, okay, well, I need to research hosts and what kind of website, and am I going to get someone to help me? Maybe I schedule a time to talk with someone. But this week is the research. You're taking tiny little steps to inform yourself. And then we'll switch next week. But from Scorpio energy, tomorrow we move into Sagittarius. So Tuesday and Wednesday, we've got fun, adventurous, playful energy. You might be drawn, and now Sagittarian energy can represent a lot of different things, but intuitively what I pick up from many of us is that you might be drawn to the philosophy, the studying, the higher education, where you're like, okay, well, I really, with my new moon dream, my plan, I really want to go deeper in the understanding of this. Let me research this. Let me get more education around this. It could be travel, it could be spontaneous adventures, especially with Uranus the way it's playing today. And then Thursday and Friday we move into Capricorn. Capricorn is where we get real. I say that right because I've got Capricorn's my complementary sign, as I have a Cancer moon, and so Capricorn is a complement to that. And Capricorn is like, okay, let's get down to earth about this. Like, give me the way we're going to build, like, plan it out. How are you going to build this? You don't have to have all the specifics, but it's like, put together the blueprint, the general idea of it. And then the Taurians will fund the project, and the Virgos will say, okay, this is the exact detail of the system that will reach your big dream vision. The Capricorn is that visionary energy. So I would encourage you, Thursday and Friday, maybe you want to plan and think about your upcoming year for 2024. What are you doing? Where are you going? The cool thing is that the moon is also dancing in such a way, a trine with Neptune today, that this intuition that's kicked off, that's normally a deep part of Scorpio, you're going to feel it resonate throughout the whole week. So listen to your intuition. And that's part of the reason I'm being drawn to meditate so much, as my puppy puts in her 2 cents with her snoring. Then Saturday and Sunday is Aquarian energy. Aquarian moons are wonderful for innovating, seeing things differently, for rising above the emotion. So what might have felt like a really emotional start to the week, where we were extra sensitive, where we were taking things personally, by the end of the week, you're going to be able to rise above it and not take it so personally, especially with Capricorn moon. Capricorn moon, I always think of Tom Hanks in that movie, A League of Their Own. And he says, there's no crying in baseball. That's like a Capricorn energy. There's no crying in business. It's all business. It's not personal. And then the Cancer moon's like, oh, 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 oh. It's all personal. So we learn from one another's strengths. So in the Aquarian energy, very similar. It's able to kind of dissociate from the physical even and get more into the intuitive and the vibe. So very interesting energy this week. I encourage you to play with it, to utilize the moon, to cultivate and develop your intuition. This is a poll that I put out earlier in the group. Many of you responded. Thank you so much. For those who are watching this, let me know in the comments too. Would you be curious as to how to utilize the moon to cultivate and develop your intuitive abilities? I have so many things that I love to share about the moon, and I want to make sure that I'm sharing the things that you want to learn most. So I am here for you. It is my joy and true honor and such a privilege to be able to bring this moon information to you. I really treasure it, and I treasure our time together. I hope you have an incredible day. And just a quick little PS, anybody who's in the Cincinnati area, I'm going to have a table at the Body Mind Spirit Expo this upcoming weekend. I'm going to put out some more emails, but I'm going to be doing some fun things with figuring out where your moon is and how to harness that natural intuitive ability to make life even more joyful and fun, and to hone in on your purpose, what you're here to do. Okay, so if you're interested in that, drop a little moon emoji and I'll share more information. But I'd love to have you stop by and say hello if you're in the Cincinnati area. Okay, thanks, Ida. Oh, you're so welcome. Have an amazing, amazing day, and I'll catch you all on the flip side. Mwah! Lots of love. Bye, guys.